I'm Nick Smith with SmithForgedsc Strength and Conditioning. I'm here with Corey Salas as part of part 2 of 3 of the glute activation protocol that I implement for my patients. So as we talked about last time, my first video, and I'll link back to that, is the clams, sideline clams. So this is the next exercise into that series. You can do these simultaneously, or if you feel like perfecting one before adding another, you're more than welcome to do that as well. These are just called sideline hip abduction. So before with the clams, the knees are bent, which actually shortens the lever arm, making it more easy and more successful for my patients to be able to complete the exercise. So by adding a longer lever arm, by keeping the leg straight, it puts more demand on that hip and on those glutes. So the positioning is similar in that you're still laying on your side, but like I said before, the leg's going to be straight. So the positions you want to kind of be mindful of to make sure that we don't have any rotational components in your back or anything like that is checking those 3 landmarks that I said before: heels, hips, and shoulders. You want to make sure that they're stacked on top of each other in a vertical pattern. So starting from the feet, making sure that the feet are nice and underneath each other. The hips, making sure that they're not too far back, not too far forward, but facing vertical. And on top of that as well with the shoulders. So starting from this position, one thing I like to do before I even implement this is just check the actual strength of the muscle. So before we get into this, the position that you want to be in to make sure that you're activating the correct muscle is you actually want to kind of be a little bit backwards, not directly in front, so we don't take over any of the compensatory muscles such as the tensor fasciae latae or even your quadriceps. So this is something that I look for before I start administering this exercise. So the position I want Corey to be in is just about neutral right here. And so what I like him to do is I tell him, okay, go ahead and take over. We can already see that I see some other muscles activating, trying to stabilize him. This is a very challenging exercise. And if I were to add force to that, along with a lot of my other patients, I can break him pretty easily. Now, Corey is actually pretty strong, and he holds this pretty well. So just like the criterion I had mentioned before, I like to tell my patients, hey, I would like you to at least hold this for a minute. If you can hold this for a minute, you are able to progress to the next exercise. And so I would have him start here. You can hold there. In an ideal world, he should still feel it in that same spot. Now, some of the questions I've gotten before is, if you can't hold it for a minute, what do I do? I always say try to hold it for a minute's worth of total time. So if that means you can hold it with good form for 10 seconds, hold it for 6 sets of 10 seconds. If you can hold it for 15 seconds, do 4 sets of 15 seconds. But work up to being able to hold for a minute. And this takes time. Activation phase of muscles takes a couple weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. You're starting to get some more recruitment in there, and that will allow you to hopefully carry over into your other exercises such as your squats, your walking, going upstairs, getting in and out of the car, and other such activities. So this is part 2, and we have one more exercise that we're going to go through this series, and we'll progress from there. Thank you. I'm Nick from SmithForgedsc Strength and Conditioning.